Hey internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is Skymetal Iron Gods. Chapter 1, Fires of Creation, Part 12. It is our Dungeons & Dragons 5e game happening every other Tuesday right here on twitch.tv/Mini Terrain Domain. It's been a minute. I think we went the entirety of last week without any streams. So this is the first stream back after about a week and a half of time off, but it was for a good reason. We're getting some things ready for our Monday night Scribes and Scrolls game. It is, we are coming up on what we would consider the final arc. We're going to be, over the next few months, that game will be wrapping up, and, we will be looking at announcing whatever will be coming next. So stay tuned for that. Of course, we've got this game every other Tuesday. And then on Thursday, we hope you'll show up for Welcome to Paradise Academy, our Kids on Bikes RPG in its second season. So you can also tune in. Nope. I was going to say you could tune in this Friday, but we're not playing this Friday. Occasionally I'm over on Nerdarchy, playing a game over there, but that's not happening for a little bit. I'm going to do a little teaser for something big that's coming up in almost exactly 1 month. We are making an official announcement in about a week and a half, but once again, Mini Terrain Domain will be host to Todd Stashwick's Nerd Circus presents The Legends of Eleonora, a D&D one-shot benefiting the Pavlov Foundation for Childhood Cancer. What I can tell you is that the players who will be joining Todd this year, last September we were not allowed to talk about the fact that we had people from Star Trek playing because of the strike. There is no strike this year, so we will be able to tell you exactly who and promote the fact that it's Star Trek. For now, let me just tell you that we've got some top-tier players from the nerddom, at least 3 of them from various Star Trek incarnations. And let me just tell you that at least one of them is a #1 choice. That's all I'm going to say as a way of teasing that. But that will be on April 20th. This is a Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we are looking in about a 3 to 5 hour game to raise about $50,000 for Pavlov Foundation. So stay tuned to see who's coming, who's going to be sitting at the table right here on Mini Terrain Domain, as well as how you can have a chance to bid on seats to play in that game. Okay, so that's all I got for that. Let's see. Two final things. One, this is a fantasy adventure game played by adults. You may occasionally hear adult language. You may hear graphic depictions of violence. At times, things may get silly. Things may get serious. Things may get emotional. Consider this your content warning that these are some of the things that you might encounter. If that is not something you are interested in, please feel free to find another stream to watch. We will not be offended. Finally, I would like to... Oh, as part of that, I always want to remind everybody that we, the players, have had a session 0. We are in constant communication, and we have our lines and veils established and safety tools in place to keep one another safe and ensure that we are all having fun. We encourage you to do the same at your own tables. It is extremely important to make sure that all of your players are comfortable and having fun. That includes the Dungeon Master as well. The last thing I want to mention before I turn things over to our Dungeon Master is, of course, our regular mental health reminder, where I want to tell you that you are enough. It does not matter if you believe that. It's true. There are so many different things that can be going on that can be affecting you, good, bad, otherwise. Just know that the world is a better place with you in it. But if you are struggling with that, or maybe you just need a little reassurance, or maybe you're not struggling with anything and you just want to talk to somebody, you can come into our chat and you can type !help. And that'll bring up a couple of... Normally that would bring up a couple of URLs. My stream element seems to be on delay. Those URLs are findahelpline.com, or you can check out takethis.org's growing list of resources. We encourage you to check out those websites, bookmark them, save them for yourself, save them for a friend, and remember, you matter. Now, normally I would turn it over to Vi, but I just realized I forgot to mention one other thing. If you look up above my head here, you will see these mystical, magical domain relics. Domain relics, I can never remember if it's singular or plural. Domain relics are a way that you, the audience, can have an impact on the game simply by subscribing, resubscribing, gifting subs, tipping $5, cheering 500 bits. And if you do, this is what will happen. We've got a couple subscriptions that gave us a couple more of those, and we can use those for rerolls, making the DM reroll, all of that kind of good stuff. So they're kind of like, think of them as canned inspiration that we can only get from you, the audience. So I think that's it. It is. I'm going to turn it over to our Dungeon Master, Vi.
Thank you, Jake. So we're going to pick up right where we left off last session, with the three of you rummaging through the now broken bits of these plant creatures in this strange underground complex. You've been rummaging through their belongings. It's mostly nonsensical rubbish, detritus from other places in this complex. But notably, you found a thing of note. Another key card. This is now your fourth one. You have access to brown, black, white, and red key cards now. The haunting, still ship surrounds you. The environment continues to hang here in anticipation of your next move. What do the three of you do now with these belongings in tow?
Did we, remind me, did we do any kind of, we didn't do any kind of resting or healing. We just immediately went into...
I believe that Veris just touched people up with the little cure wounds.
Yes, there was a little bit of healing done.
Yeah,
that's right.
Otherwise, no resting had happened. We're picking up right after the combat that we had last session.
I think... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if that's the case, then I think Zaari is gonna pull out a healing potion and just kind of toss it over to Yrsimagor. I think you need that more than me.
Will nod my head in thanks, and then I will turn to Daeralei and hold it out and say, "Do you need this?"
While I respect the thought, I have my own at this moment, and you need it, because if we lose you, well, they'd look at the other ones. We'd just have Zaari.
If I am gone and Zaari is all you have left, you are in good hands. That standard healing potion?
All the hands.
Yes.
You want me to roll that, or you want to roll that?
You can roll it.
2d4 plus 2. 8. Cool. And I hand you back the empty bottle. All right. There's still parts of this place we have not yet cleared.
Well then, onward, Great Bear.
West is the closest, and I will continue down the hall to, I believe this is a door here.
Yes, it is. This is a closed door, one that would not open to your previous keycards. Now, however, with the new white one in hand, the keycard with a white strip along its edge, you notice that it has this door has the same pattern on its panel, a white stripe denoting its clearance. If you swipe it open?
Before he swipes it open, Daeralei would like to put herself here in the corridor so we could watch our backs and have a good access towards the door.
I'm gonna say, yeah. Zaari follows behind Daeralei, and when Daeralei kind of puts herself in the back, Zaari will position herself in between.
Mm-hmm. Daeralei, as you look back, you'll note that there is a red stripe along the panel on this strange circular room that appears to have no doors. No closed doors, excuse me. Curious. But, Yrsimagor, do you swipe the key card and open the room?
Yes. At this point, after our interaction with these strange plant creatures, I have placed the Skymetal sword in its sheath, and I stand at the ready just with my fists. Most of the creatures we've encountered don't seem to react too well, or they don't seem to be as effective, these weapons against them. So I will swipe the card and stand at the ready.
As you, Veris will be sitting on your shoulder, the little mouse man, as you swipe the door open. The door opens. Oops, it's not the. I want the draw tool. Here we go. As you swipe the door open, it slides open, revealing a wide room with these rows of beds along the one wall. It's well lit. There's glowing screens casting the entire room in technicolors. You can see that there's blood splatters all across both the floor and the walls and several of the beds. On the eastern section of the room, there is this tall, strange apparatus. It is bigger than a person, is taller than a person, perfectly cylinder, and has translucent glass that you can see into it. And inside, you see a body, a human body, attached via cables and wires suspended in fluid, dominating the center of this room, not noticing you at first until the sliding doors are two more of these massive metal constructs, one of which is inputting things into that strange cylindrical apparatus with the suspended person, and the other is rummaging through the drawers and the compartments of the desk, rummaging for some more supplies, it seems, and in the process of like refilling its own compartments on its own body. But they both turn to you, their heads mechanically whirring, their single eyes locking on you as you open the door. Roll for initiative,
I was
please.
gonna say, that's the meta of what Yrsimagor says is essentially, as he slams his fists together, is roll for initiative. I mean, actually not saying that, but I'm gonna use these new physical dice here. Oh, that's a D10. Yeah.
All right. Daeralei, you are the first to act. What do you do as you see these two robotic constructs whizzing around to lock eyes on Yrsimagor, who opened the door?
From what we know from the other one that we have fought, do these ones look like immediately hostile?
Yes, they do.
My first thought is to use my what's my ability called? My awakened mind, to tell it to stand down. I'm going to try to intimidate it.
All right, give me
My
intimidate
mind
with
link.
disadvantage, please.
Great. Disadvantage. Yeah. 12.
These things resist your protocols you give them. Their electric minds hum with greater purpose than whatever you can instill in it. It does not halt nor stand down.
How fast did the door open?
Pretty instantaneously, like a, it was not a slow opening door for sure.
I kind of like yell to Yrsimagor, close the door! Close the door.
That's
And
not my turn yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
I am going to back up and ready a blast in case they come through.
Okay.
Because I don't have a good angle at this point, but
Sounds good. Any movement you want to? Yeah, you're gonna step back a bit.
Yeah.
Zaari, it is your turn.
Oh no. Oh, these things were bad news before. Zaari did not have a good time with these. I think what I'm gonna do is I am going to hold my action until I'm gonna hold my action until one of them moves towards us.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. It's like within reach, basically, of you.
Yeah, within reach of me, because I don't want to be put on a bed again.
Any movement that you want to do?
If anything, Zaari will move just to here.
Okay. Gotcha. And Yrsimagor, it is your turn.
I'm having a crisis of conscience here as to what I want to do versus what Yrsimagor would do. So I'm going to roll a just a quick little. One of my friends calls them a bonobo roll, and I don't understand what the bonobo means. But I'm going to roll a quick wisdom check. Okay, I rolled an 18 on wisdom, so I will do the tactically smart thing and not the dumb thing, which was to step in the room and close the door. I'm going to bum rush this first dude, slamming my fists together as I do so. If possible, since Zaari's standing right next to me, I want to do, you know that thing you do when you have a cat on your lap? I know you guys know this, and you want to push it off to the person sitting next to you. I want to do that to Veris, to push Veris over to Zaari. Can I do that?
Yep.
And then I'm going to slam my fists together, go into a rage with the roar of a bear, and I am going to recklessly attack the closest of these constructs.
Right.
Let me see.
Give me those attack rolls.
So yeah,
These are robots for the purposes of Robot Slayer.
So yeah, I do get a. Let's see. Oh, wait, how does this work? Oh no, sorry, that was proficiency bonus. I misread it. It said you get a bonus of your charisma, and I'm like, wait, I have a -1. That's not a bonus. No, it's proficiency bonus. So I'll get an additional 2 plus the 2 for raging. All right, let me find my attack buttons. I know how to play D&D. Okay, so with a mighty roar of a bear, I attack with my first claw attack. That is a 13 to hit.
13 grazes off of metal armor. Ineffectual.
I'm using that as a feint as I come in with the real hit with that follow through on the second hit. Oh wait, I didn't roll with advantage on that. Sorry. So that instead of an 8, that would be an 18 to hit.
Oh, okay. That works great.
So that was a feint again. As I slam a bear clawed fist into this thing, doing so that's 3 plus 7, so 10 slashing from the first attack. And 30, 20 on the second one.
Yep.
So that's another 10.
2 great swipes with your bear form rage claws. They rent these huge gashes into the metal armor and swipe at the cables and connective servos that bind this robot together. You are a Robot Slayer, and you are doing a very good job slaying this robot so far. But if there's anything else that you can do,
I think Zaari being the closest and Veris might see that there's an extra almost rabid look in my eyes, and as I'm tearing into this thing, it's clear I'm not just trying to hit it to knock it down. I'm trying to hit it to punch through it, to rip it apart. You've seen me angry. This is me very angry.
We move now to the robot's turn. The one that's on adjacent to you, Yrsimagor, will try to reach out with these great metal hands to grab you by the neck, squeezing at your neck. This is going to be with advantage because of your reckless attack, a 24 to hit, and you will take 12 points of bludgeoning damage as the metal servos squeeze your neck tight and begin to lift you off the air. You are now grappled by this thing.
Okay, so reduce that to 6.
With its other hand, for its second part of this attack, it's going to this long needle tip emerges from one of the metal fingers and jabs you right beneath the base of your neck here, as it tries to inject you with a paralytic, a sedative.
Are you rolling those attacks with advantage?
Yes.
Okay.
Because of your reckless attack.
Yeah, just making sure.
Is your current hit points below 41?
Yes.
You fall unconscious from the sedative. You will be unconscious for either 1 minute until you take damage, or until someone arouses you as an action to wake you back up.
So I'm just at 0. I'm not.
The second robot steps forward. No, you're still, you didn't take any damage beyond the choke.
Right,
You're
but
just
I mean,
asleep.
but I mean,
You've been put under by an anesthetist, basically.
I'm not like dying.
No, exactly. You're not
Okay,
dying. You
that's
didn't
what
take any
okay.
damage from the injection. Like whatever current hit points you
okay.
had at the time.
Let me fix
It's
that
a sleep spell. It's kind of like the sleep spell.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I misread.
But you are put under. The second one will use its movement, seeing that one of the people have been dealt with, will limber forward to you, Zaari, and like the one before, it will try to grab you by the neck and lift you up and choke you.
Does that trigger our
It does.
ready action?
Both of you have your triggered actions that have happened before it makes its attack.
Coolsies.
We'll start with you, Daeralei, because you made your ready action first.
All right. Eldritch Blast is blasting.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that is a 24 to hit.
24 hits.
We are going to take the 2 damage from the headache to add 2 to this damage. So that'll be a total of 9.
9 damage. Okay.
Yeah.
And Zaari, it is your turn.
Okay, I'll be good and I'll see how the digital dice treat me right now. With my my Moon Touch longsword, which I believe we said was a Skymetal sword.
The Moon Touch sword is not a Skymetal sword.
Okay,
no, it's just a regular +1 sword,
okay.
I believe.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure of. Okay, so let's roll that bad boy. 23.
23 hits.
I'm only doing it one-handed. So 14 damage.
14. All right, 2 massive attacks. But now it is its turn. Zaari is going to try and grab you, pull you up, strangle you. 12 does not beat your AC. You're able to pull back just in time, which that's its turn as it tried to grab you, and it cannot do the combo. It is Veris's turn. Veris will scramble down off of you, leaping and jumping. And we'll go to Yrsimagor and use his action. Come on, wake up! And like slap you awake. But now he's vulnerable down on the ground. And that brings us to the top. Daeralei, it is your turn.
I am going to do the same action. I'm going to try to blast this creature that's in the door, this robot that's in the door in front of Zaari.
All right, make that attack roll then.
That's an 11.
11 is not enough to get past its electronic mind, nor its hull plating. Anything else you want to do?
All I'm going to do at this moment, yeah.
All right. Zaari, it is your turn.
Okay. I am just going to try and hit the one in front of me.
All right, give me that attack roll.
That's what we're gonna do. Oh, that is a whole 8. I know that doesn't hit anything.
8 is also not a hit.
So she goes to hit it, and her sword just kind of
glances harmlessly off of the metal armor.
Yep, and that's all I can do.
All right, Yrsimagor, you wake up to the little tiny mouse man shaking you by the head. Come on, wake up, wake up! You are prone but conscious as the world slowly comes back into reality. You had lost focus just for a moment, lost consciousness just for a moment. But now you are awake and
Enough-
prone. What do you want to do?
Enough to lose my rage. How,
Mhm.
compared to me, how big is this thing?
It is about as tall as you, but it's like twice the, like it's not even a tall robot. It's kind of like spider-like in shape. Because it's quadrupedal, so it's quite bulky and big in size.
All right, just double checking. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry. The stream may be a little laggy for viewers, and occasionally I'm detecting that I'm lagging for you guys. I just saw the stream dipped to 0 bit rate, which is not good, but we're back up. Good point to remind everybody that if for some reason we can't stream and we go off air, we're going to continue playing and the VOD will be available later. With that, back into the immersion. I'm going to, I imagine being knocked out so quickly by this thing just fuels my rage once again. Use bonus action rage. Half my movement to stand up. And I'm going to rip into this thing again recklessly. I mean, it's a robot, and I'm kind of blind fury when it comes to these things. Just checking if I have anything else. Okay. Perfect.
Give me those attack rolls.
Here we go. That's an 11 for the first one. Still a little groggy.
That's not enough. Yeah.
But that's a 21 for the second one. That'll be 13 points of slashing damage. Can you hear me now?
Jake, audio's got no. It's yes, but it's choppy.
Right, hold
I
on.
didn't hear what your second attack roll is.
Right. First sacrifice is the music.
Mhm.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yep.
I don't know if it's Twitch, OBS, or my internet, but it's jumping from 900 kilobytes per second to 10,000 kilobytes per second. So I killed the music. That should fix it. I missed on the first hit. The second hit was a 21 or 13 points of damage.
Yep. How much damage? $13 slashing. Perfect. All right. With that, Yrsimagor, it is now the robot's turns. As the robot that Yrsimagor that you attacked is going to try and strike at you back with a bludgeoning slash or bludgeoning smash with its arm. Did you recklessly attack or no?
Yes.
Okay, that's going to be a 16 to hit. which I don't know if it hits or not.
That's a hit.
Okay, that's going to be maximum damage of 20 bludgeoning damage done by this creature, by this robot to you, which your rage will have it down to 10. Zaari, the other robot, attacks you, getting a 9 to hit, which you're able to glance aside with your armor. It is now Veris's turn, and he sees that his friends are injured. He's going to heal everyone for 10 hit points as his action. So all of you will heal 10 points.
Would that include me being that I'm
you're out of area effect for it, Daeralei, so you will not get it. And then Veris will scramble on top of Yrsimagor's shoulder again to lay in like the healing magic into your neck. And that'll bring us to the top. Daeralei, it is your turn.
Well, I am going to try to again shoot the eldritch energy at this creature in the doorway, and hopefully this time I have a much better aim. Oh, it was almost on the 19, but then it rolled over to the 1. So that is not very good at all. That was a total of a 7 to hit.
Do you wanna drink a domain relic?
do we have, remind me, is there nasty things that happens on nat ones?
We have no nasty things happen on nat ones, but it is a miss.
No, I'm gonna save them for, you know, more vital things like keeping us alive. So I will just take the fact that Zaari keeps getting in my way. It's like she's fighting this creature in front of her or something. I have no idea, but she's wrecking my aim.
All right. Sorry, it is your turn. You have this hulking robot ahead of you. What would you like to do?
Great. We're gonna try and hit the bad boy again. May I roll a physical die?
Of course.
Treat me good, dragon dice. I got a nat 1, so it's not gonna treat me well at all.
The domain relics beckon.
I know they do, but I want to save them for something better.
Something better.
Don't let anybody die while we still have domain relics.
Okay.
Use them. That's what they're there for.
I will use one. Okay.
How many do we need
to reroll again?
It's just 1 to reroll, I believe.
How many to stop somebody from dying?
I don't know if we established it for this game. I don't remember vibe.
No, you get to reroll. You get to reroll death saves using.
Reroll death saves.
That's how they stop someone from dying.
Yeah, there's a mechanic in my version where you can spend, or it's in Pathfinder. Sorry, where you can spend them to stop.
Domain relic, I think, Tamika.
Yeah, it's domain relic, but it's still set for Pathfinder information. Because
we're not playing Pathfinder anymore, so.
Okay, well, I'm gonna use a domain die if it is 1 to reroll, and I gotta look at my thing. A 23.
23 hits. You connect with the metal robot. What do you want to do? How much damage? I should say, not what do you want to do. That's a weird question.
That is 7.
7 damage. Slash into it with your moon touch sword, slicing into the robotic armor, cutting at important vital parts beneath. You harm it.
And that is my turn.
Yrsimagor, it is your turn.
Okay, so the last blow that I took was pretty monstrous.
Yeah, you took a max damage, 20 damage hit, whatever it was.
But I was raging, so I was able to reduce that. All right, this is me vamping while I get my character sheet to actually open. So I am currently raging. On its attack, sorry, because I was busy trying to save the stream. Did it grapple me again? Am I grappled?
No, it didn't. It just kind of swatted you aside with a backhand for 20 damage, which would have like snapped the neck of like any normal being, but not Yrsimagor the bear, for he is powerful and mighty.
So I'm wondering. That would be 3 or +4 +7. Do I know? Because I, the player, haven't used this in a really long time. The gripper thing that I have, if I'm remembering correctly, it's kind of like a can opener, right?
It is. It's one of those like workshop like clamps.
Oh, so it's like a crusher kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or,
so you kind of like it has like a little mouth, and you like squeeze it together, and it like hydraulically breaks
never mind.
things.
In my mind, I was thinking
together,
the reverse of that.
As a weapon, it breaks stuff. Yeah.
I was thinking the reverse of that, that it was like a Jaws of Life. So instead, I'm going to continue using my fists. Let's stick with what seems to be sort of working. Recklessly attacking. So that's a 5 or a... Okay, a 15 is better. So 21 to hit on the first one.
21 hits.
And then the second one is an 8 or a 9, which would be a 13 on the second one.
That's going to be a miss.
You know what?
So 1 hit.
I'm going to re-roll with a domain die. Now, on a re-roll, on advantage, do I just re-roll one of them or do I re-roll both of them? What's your call?
I would say you only get one more die roll, not 2 more dice rolls.
Oh, that's a 16. Making it a 21 on the second hit.
So it's going to be 2 hits.
So that's going to be 6 plus 7 is 13 plus 4 and 7 is 11. So 24 slashing damage total. As I just continue to rip and tear at this thing with bestial bear claws.
You not only do you rip into it with bestial bear claws, you also rip off one of its arms directly from the body.
Is it the needle one?
You tag and snag and rip the cables as you rip its arm off. It still stands, it still actuates, but now you have a robot arm in your hands.
Is it the needle one? Or the regular arm?
This will be the needle hand.
All right.
And with that, it is now the robot's turns. Yrsimagor, it's going to try and punch you back. Again, trying to deal damage to you. Reckless attack gives it advantage, so it's going to get a 14 to hit.
That's going to be a miss.
Is a 14 to hit. A miss. It is clumsy. It tries to swipe at you, but it's off balance from the missing mass that it has from the missing arm, and punches directly into one of the metal chairs, just obliterating it and rending it and breaking it instead of you. Zaari, the other one's going to attack you. It gets a total of 8 to hit. Not doing well, so it misses. And on Veris's turn, the little mouse gives out some bolstering words. On this round, you have +2 bonus on all your rolls.
Voodoo.
Including damage rolls. Everyone.
Oh.
Including me or still...
Including you, because you can hear it. Yeah.
Yay!
So until Veris' next turn, you have +2 to all dice you'd be rolling.
Nice.
All right, Daeralei, it is your turn.
All right. We're going to try this again. Zaari, for once, is hopefully not in my line of... Never mind. She's in my line of sight. Even with the +2, that's a 10.
All right, your Eldritch Blast goes a bit wide, not connecting with the robot for full damage. Anything else in your turn?
Nope. We're going to sit here and be ineffective.
All right, Zaari, it is your turn. The little mouse's words bolster you. +2 to all your rolls. You have a big hulking robot in front of you.
Hooray!
What do you want to do?
I'ma hit it.
All right, roll that attack roll.
So that's gonna be a whole 13. Wait, yeah, it's a 5. That's a whole
All right.
13.
The 13 misses. Anything else in your turn?
No, that's all
All
I
right.
can do.
Yrsimagor, it is your turn. You are bolstered by the mouse. +2 in all your dice rolls. What do you want to do?
Okay, so I mean, bless America. Can you hear me?
Yep.
I think the stream disconnected for a minute.
Oh no.
I got a sudden notification that OBS disconnected, so I'm waiting to see if it reconnects.
It's just not cooperating today.
I know.
Yep, I can verify that the stream cut down.
It does this thing where when the bitrate drops too low,
Mm-hmm.
it will, if it drops low enough, it will completely disconnect, but it automatically reconnects. We should be back live again. I'm going to, I don't know if it's going to help, but I'm going to close Owlbear Rodeo, as much as I hate to do it. Close the music down, because those two things are eating bandwidth. All right. What I said, and I don't know if you heard me, was why change what's working? I'm going to continue to attack recklessly. Both of my pummeling bestial fists, but I get a +2 from Veris to the attack with advantage. So that's a 15 or a 9. So there'll be 15 +7, so 23 to hit.
23 hits. Yep.
And then that's a total of, max die. So 6 +2 for rage, 2 for robot slayer, and 2 for Veris. So that's 12. Or sorry, and +3 for the proficiency bonus. So that's 2, 4, 6, 9. I can math. 15 slashing damage on the first hit.
Mm-hmm.
11, 12, 13, or a... it was almost a 20. That's an 18, 19, 20. That's a 25 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
For 1. So 10 total slashing damage. By the way, I do remember you said I had an arm. I would have just dropped the arm.
You throw the arm to the side, ripping this thing apart. You go ahead and describe how you dispatch this robot.
I think with that, ripping the arm off was sort of the, hey, I'm making some headway. And where that arm was torn, it's kind of like doing, like a boxer doing body shots, or body hits, not doing body shots. And just every time I hit with these claws, just ripping at where that's now weakened, pulling things apart, dragging wires out, anything that looks like it's important. So by the time I'm done, my fist is inside this robot, just grabbing at the most vital thing and ripping just a huge chunk of wires and components out, holding it up with as if it were a human heart, but a robot heart, just and immediately
the robot powers down.
Immediately turn to face the other. That's my turn.
And Zaari, it will try once more to attack you, this robot. It gets a 25 to hit, which will hit you.
That tracks.
It will deal 9 points of bludgeoning damage to you, and you are grappled. And it's then going to use its other hand to inject you with a sedative. 1, 2, 3. Is your current hit points below 23?
No.
You shrug off the sedative. Not enough to take you. Is the anesthetic is ineffectual on you as you resist it. It is now Veris's turn, and he's going to give out a small bit of healing magic. It's going to be 5 points for Zaari and Yrsimagor.
Ooh. That +2,
Both of
was
you
that
heal
just for that?
5 points.
Was the +2 just for that round?
Correct, yes. The +2 is now over. Daeralei, it is your turn.
Okay, 5th time's the charm, right? That 19 stayed at 19, so it's a 25 to hit.
It hits.
Daeralei grabs her head as the pain shoots in, and we are going to do 14 points of damage and take 2.
You blast off a section of this robot's armor, revealing those vulnerable insides that Yrsimagor so ruthlessly ripped apart on the other one. This one now has reduced armor from your attack as you drop it below half hit points.
I'm going to stay where I'm at.
Right.
And, continue on. Yeah.
Zaari, it is your turn. As you shrug off the sedative, your mind going woozy just for a moment before you're back in the fray, the adrenaline keeping you awake. What do you want to do?
Well, I want to get the hell out of this grapple. I don't want to get hurt again.
That's going to be a strength or an athletics or a dexterity check to break out.
I will do an athletics.
All right, give me athletics, please.
It's a whole 7. My digital dice don't like me, but it's fine.
All right, you spend your action trying to struggle from the mechanical grip around your neck. It is not enough to break free as you kick and struggle helplessly. Yrsimagor, it is your turn.
Well, I think by now we know what my strategy is.
Rip and tear until it is done.
I think there's a song on the Doom Eternal soundtrack called Rip and Tear. It's super thrashy heavy metal. That's what's playing in my head as I... Oh, so close. That's a 19 on the dice with a +2. Sorry, I'm adding the wrong numbers.
19 on the die hits.
It's a plus. Sorry, it's a plus. Yeah, with a +7. Or God, I can't math. Yeah. Anyway, I hit. I don't know what's going on.
19 on the die hits. Yeah.
So that's +2 for robot, +2 for rage. Yeah, that was +7. So 9 on the first one. Come on, give me a crit. 7 and an 8. So 8 becomes a 13. Let me see if that goes any higher, because I can't remember if this is just... That's just damage. So that's a 13.
13 wouldn't normally have been enough to hit, but with Daeralei's massive blast reducing great sections of this thing armor, the 13 is a hit. Is able to reach in and grab the exposed mechanical parts that are vulnerable. You hit and you get to deal your damage.
That's another 10.
Drop this down to very low amount of hit points as it tries its best to stay standing. It fights to the death like these robots are. It will not give up. And it is its turn. It, choking Zaari, swings around, pivoting, keeping you held up aloft, Zaari, tries to do the same to you, Yrsimagor, with its other hand, putting its vice-like hand around your neck. You attacked recklessly, correct?
I did.
Yeah, so it gets advantage. That's going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
Indeed.
It will hit and deal 15 points of bludgeoning damage as its vice grip chokes out your neck, your esophagus, lifting you off a little bit off the ground and grappling you as well.
Is that down to 7 or 8?
Would be rounded down to 7 damage that you take.
Okay.
It is Veris' turn, and he's going to try. He hops up and tries to pry you free, Yrsimagor, using his small, dexterous hands to break you free. as his action. He does not have sufficient dexterity though to pry you open, nor sufficient strength. But he's like scrambled up the arm. He's like trying his best. He even got like a little like what amounts to a crowbar, trying to like pull it open to break you free. But unfortunately, Veris cannot get you free, Yrsimagor. Daeralei, it is your turn.
Oh, I'm going to try to blast the thing. It's got both of my friends in its grips. So let's hope and pray. 22.
22 hits.
Yes. Oh, 14 points of damage. I got max damage. I'm so excited.
Just describe it, please. How does your Eldritch Blast dispatch this half destroyed robot?
I think it's there's this moment both Zaari and Yrsimagor are being held up. They're being choked. Their feet are barely touching the ground if they aren't already left the ground, and it's like do or die moment. And Daeralei just gathers within themselves that energy and lets loose this it's almost this like black nothingness that comes forth, and it hits the robot just almost like dead. I'm kind of imagining like the guy's turned to the side at this point, so it kind of hits him right on the side of the torso, and for a split second it doesn't look like anything happens, but that black nothingness just kind of is absorbed into the robot's body, and you can see it spread before it just kind of almost just annihilates and crumples the thing to the ground.
It will have its grip loosened on you, Zaari, and you, Yrsimagor. As you drop to the ground, you catch yourself on your knees, regaining your balance. Both of these robots have been destroyed. They no longer actuate. They no longer have murderous intent. You have a moment to breathe, get a sense of your surroundings and your bearings. You see now that the room itself seems to be like the other one, kind of medical in nature. Does not have that whirring big surgical bed on the actual beds themselves, but it seems almost like, imagine like what like a sick bay would be like a sick room for um, for people that are being tended to by healers up in town. But what would you like to do now in this moment as you catch your breath?
I would like to drag the bodies of these robots
Mhm.
out of this room. And is that like a little hallway up above this room?
Like here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a little hallway.
I'm just gonna
It doesn't end in anything. It's kind of like has a bunch of storage units along the wall.
I just want to jam the bodies in there out of the way,
yeah,
so they're not blocking
absolutely.
anything. And then once that's done, have everybody come in the room and use the key card to close the door so nothing can surprise us. And then I'm gonna walk over and just sort of slump against one of the beds.
Daeralei is very interested in that cylinder that has the human body.
Yeah, Daeralei, as soon as you step into the room, following Yrsimagor's beckons of like come into the room, you see the cylinder filled with this weird fluid, this glass cylinder. Inside is a person that you recognize. It is Council Member Conir Bane. He is suspended in this strange plasm fluid. His wrists, his heart, even areas in his neck, all connected by these wires and tubes to the ceiling, to the top of this large cylinder. He's just floating there. He seems unconscious.
I try talking to him telepathically.
There is no response.
Conir, I'll keep trying for a couple of minutes.
There's no response. He seems unconscious.
But he's alive.
He is alive, absolutely. You can see the shallow rising and falling of his chest, even in this weird submerging. He seems to be breathing somehow, though you see there's like tubes that go up into his nostril from the ceiling of this canister. Perhaps he's breathing air through those.
So the he's got all these tubes that are attached. You saying ceiling of the canister? Are they coming out of the canister and going somewhere? Like, do they go up into the ceiling of the room, or is it just the canister?
So the canister stretches from ceiling to floor. Yes.
Okay.
And along the one side, there is you kind of like look at the panel, look at the canister. There's like a panel on the one side where we saw like the robot was like boop, 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 booping, before interfacing with. It is filled with symbols and buttons that you have no idea what they mean. And it's not at all like the panels that open the doors or anything like that.
So I have a scroll, and I think this might be the time I'm going to use it. It's a scroll of comprehend languages.
Ooh, all right.
I would like to use it to see if I can understand what this panel says.
While you're casting comprehend languages on yourself with the scroll, Zaari and Yrsimagor, what are the two of you doing in this room?
I'm resting.
Zaari, what are you doing in this room?
I think Zaari is going to she's going to walk over to Yrsimagor and place a hand on his shoulder and just kind of be like, you did well. And I have 5 points left in my lay on hands, and I'm just going to give him those.
I just place where you touch my shoulder. I just pat your hand on my shoulder, just give it a firm squeeze in acknowledgement. Just sit there and continuing to just breathe.
Daeralei, as you cast comprehend languages on yourself, the symbols before you, they shift and they blur and they move to be whatever languages you understand, written in their script. Everything just comes into focus and you understand it all now. You see what appears to be some kind of like keypad in front of you with simple commands like return, enter, like if there's like a digit pad, and you realize that you could, if you sequence these buttons in the correct way, you could like give commands to this capsule. It all seems like way more intuitive now. So what do you want to do now with you able to kind of like interface with this machine much easier?
I would like to know the status, first of all, of said person.
You type in the buttons and you get a readout that, again, to the other two of you would be in this alien language. But for you, Daeralei, it is, you're able to read it and comprehend it. It would be it's like species, Galarian, status, unconscious, stable, nanite diagnosis, incomplete, 98 ... like 98% ... and then you could probably like investigate more into the more like the what do you call it, not the physical, the physical readings or whatever. Like you get like the heart rate, you can get the breathing rate, you can get like the blood oxygen level, you get like the chlorophyll, you even get the chlorophyll, you get like all these like biotic readings about the some of them don't even make sense to you, but you kind of glean that Conir Bane is alive, is stable, and is somehow very dependent on this machine.
That 98.
Mm-hmm.
While I'm looking at the other things, does that change at all?
It does not, no.
So
You
98.
can investigate that, and it'll give you estimated time until diagnosis. It'll be like 14 weeks or something.
14 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a little bit
And
long.
then if you investigate that further, it'll pull up a graph of like how quickly like the diagnosis happened. You see that it's plateaued at about 98%.
Okay.
It's just like it's the same as like you're downloading something off the internet and it's like, oh, fine, and then it just like bricks at a certain point. That's what's happening here.
I would also like to, while I'm investigating, how to like undo the process so that he can be revived, if that's possible.
Yeah, there's a few release commands that you could like you enter in if you wish to. It's like, do you want to release? Would you like to release specimen? Yes, no.
Yes, I would like to. Before I do, I'm going to have my healing potion out
Mm-hmm.
and ready in case I need to like quickly shove it into his throat.
You press yes on the button, and all of a sudden you see draining before your eyes the fluid, and then as like the cables that are suspending him become a bit like tight and taut from the gravity, they like disconnect, like with these like little bursts from his skin as they automatically eject themselves from his body.
I will try to catch his
Yeah,
body.
and then once the fluid is drained, the capsule slides open, um, as you're able to catch him just in time as a limp, unconscious, dead weight Conir Bane falls in your arms. He is kind of like slimy, with this like not really sticky, but like has this weird like wetness to him from the from whatever fluid he's suspended in.
I will gently pick him up and carry him over to one of the beds.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to examine him with my own ability to find out if he is still stable.
Yep. You bring his like he's just in his small clothes right now. You carry him over to one of the beds and lie him out. Give me a medicine check, please.
Well, that's a 10.
He's still breathing. His heart's still pumping. Like you bring your ear to his chest. He seems stable, but he's still unconscious. Zaari and Yrsimagor, the both of you see this happen. Rescuing as Daeralei rescues a man from a watery prison. What do the two of you do? Seeing this, do you see anything?
Who is that?
Find my mute button. This is the man you have been sent here to find. This is Conir Bane.
Oh, it's about damn time. And we can go.
Yes. I don't know if he can make the trip at this moment. We may have to wait for a bit.
We don't need him to make the trip. I can carry him. The mission was to find Conir Bane. It didn't say anything about his condition of his condition. Whether he's alive or dead, awake, unconscious.
I would prefer him to be alive, thank you, Yrsimagor.
He looks like he's breathing.
I'd like him to stay that way.
I'd like the rest of us to stay that way, and it's becoming increasingly difficult for us to maintain our status of living.
Can Zaari walk over and kind of, I say kind of, can she walk over and place her hand, because he's in his small clothes, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Can she place her hand on Conir Bane's chest and cast Cure Wounds to see if maybe that might wake him up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So let's roll that bad boy. That's 11 hit points.
You heal Council Member Conir Bane for 11 hit points. His eyes flutter open. He seems to be like very disoriented. He goes up to like try to rub his eyes, but you see his limbs can barely even move. Um, he just like his arm just kind of like flops a little bit. And he tries to say something, and it only comes out as grunts and barely any noises. But he like locks his eyes on you, Zaari. He seems to be awake and alive, and you can see there's like intelligence in his eyes. But he seems to be kind of like paralyzed in some way, unable to really move on his own.
I just calm him down by just talking to him, letting him know that I'm here.
Yeah.
That we found him. We'll take him home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he tries to nod in agreement. He tries his best to like reach up a hand to like grab your arm in thanks, Daeralei. And that this clumsy movement is enough um, to to give you the sense that he's aware of what's happening.
I think I look to Yrsimagor, and I know we want to leave. Well, I think it's time to leave, but I'll carry him.
I have an idea.
We may need your hands. Yes?
I'm going to... Let me just double check that actually. 3. Yeah, I do. I have 2 left. I'm going to pull off a couple sheets off of one of these beds and grab my last 2 remaining javelins and take a few moments to essentially make a litter.
Mm-hmm.
Tying off the sheets to each of the javelins, and then indicating to Daeralei and Zaari, we can share the load. It'll be easier. And more comfortable for him.
Yrsimagor.
Should we take a few more minutes and rest before we go? Let me rephrase that. We should take a few more minutes and rest before we go. Short rest is like 15 minutes, right?
Yeah, 15 minutes. Yeah.
I would love to take a short rest.
Which is half hit points, correct?
Yep, half your hit points and any short rest abilities come back.
Half of the hit point max, right? Or half of what you currently have.
Half of your hit point max. So if you have 50 hit points, you'll heal.
Say, if you only got 2
75.
hit points, that's kind of bad. I don't only have 2 hit points, but 13. Okay, that's...
Daeralei, you had tried to use your awakened mind on him when he was unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been trying now that he's conscious?
I wanted to, yeah. I wanted to talk to him while it was calming him down, but then so I'm thinking yes.
Yes, you'll have this time. You'll have this time to telepathize, to telepathy him.
Yes, I would like to talk to him, hoping that he can answer that way.
Immediately, yes, he is able to respond with telepathy. He is unable to talk, however, like physically talk.
Are you all right? Is basically the first question I'm going to be asking him.
He tells you through the power of your minds, I can't feel anything. My legs, they do not move. My arms, they do not move. I cannot speak. My body is refusing to listen to me.
It just may take time. You have been, and I start using some of the words that I learned while I was
Mm-hmm.
watching, like in the cylinder. So they probably don't make sense to him, but like suspended in some sort of animation, blah, 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 blah. I'll say all these words that I don't really even know, but they made sense at the time and still do. So I think you just need to, it just may take time before you recover.
He nods. My crew, are they alive?
I think I have a hard time. I'm just going to imagine that I have a hard time lying to him while I'm telepathically speaking towards him, especially because he is a good friend. And so even without words, I'm imagining like there's a big kind of sadness that he can feel from me. Um, we found what, two of the bodies? Is that right?
I believe that's correct, yeah.
Um, and I don't know how many was in his party, but I let him know that at least those two did not
Mm-hmm.
make it. So
I remember him running to try to get help. You found him. And he's referring to the one that you found way in the beginning of the cave, the one that had succumbed to the mold.
mhm. Yeah, I kind of will let him know that I did not quite make it out, but we found him and knew that we were on the right track.
We were
And then
ambushed by these robots. They swarmed upon us. They numbered in at least 4 or 5 of them, and they grabbed us. Well, I don't remember much after that. The world vanished from my eyes. I remember just a prick in the back of my neck, seeing my companions try to flee.
well, there's at least 3 less of them now. Yrsimagor over there, he has dispatched them quite handily. But we will get you home. We will take you out.
I'm afraid I cannot move on my own.
No, we'll carry you. It will be
Thank,
fine.
thank you, adventurers. Your companions, Daeralei. What are their names, so I can thank them myself when I regain my tongue?
The big, strong um, man with the mohawk and beard is Yrsimagor. The big, strong woman
With a mohawk and beard.
is Zaari. I know it's tough to tell them apart, but it'll be easy later. And this wee one is Veris.
Yrsimagor, Zaari, Veris. Thank you, Daeralei. Say thanks to them for me. I owe you my life. All of you.
Now you rest. And then Daeralei will turn to the others and let them know basically his words that he thanks them and is very grateful.
My belongings. Do you know where they are?
Um, we have not found his belongings, have we?
You have not, no. I should have my pack. He kind of tries to nudge himself to see. They probably stripped me of them, seeing that he's
It's
half naked.
this is not important right now, Conair. What's important is getting you back to safety.
He seems a bit. He doesn't see. He understands what's at stake, but he does not seem very, very like at ease by it. He wants to know where all his stuff is. But he knows there's more important things at this moment.
I am not telling him that we're going to come back. I do not want to bring that up at this point with him so sick. So I am trying very desperately not to say those words to him in my head.
So you and Yrsimagor will carry out Conir Bane on a stretcher? On that makeshift stretcher.
Sorry, I definitely will be one of them because it makes more sense to at least have one of our strong fighter people hands-free.
I imagine I'm at the front holding the two handles with his feet sort of at my back, and then you're at the other end with his head nearby. Makes more sense when you're the only one that can communicate with. Not that you have to be next to his head, I guess, to talk telepathically, but
so the two of you cart him out. Not cart, but I guess carry him out, leaving this complex behind. And you emerge once more to the daylight above Torch. And with that, we're going to cut to a break.
All right. We'll take a few minutes and we'll be back in about roughly 10 minutes. See you on the other side.
All right, welcome back, everyone. The four of you total, Veris included, carrying Conir Bane out from the Black Hill Caves. On the stretcher, Yrsimagor in the front, Daeralei in the back. As you're climbing out and walking upon the roads, you can feel the warm setting sun at your back, casting long shadows over the streets of Torch. However, I would like everyone to make me a perception check, please, as you're carrying Conir back to town.
Question, how bright is it? Do I have the disadvantage because of the sun on this one?
You do have disadvantage because of the sun.
Oops. I will roll that again. I didn't mean to roll so fast. So it'll be a 12 for me.
What are we rolling? Sorry,
Perception.
I'm
Perception.
texts.
Something might catch your eye.
Oh, I got a whole 3, so
okay.
Nope.
All right. Despite you being the one that has the hardest time seeing Daeralei, you notice something. Perhaps it's because you're trying your best not to look at to where it is bright, but in the shadows themselves, in the distance, upon one of the rooftops, you see a shadowy figure looking over the edge of the roof, looking down upon you. Binoculars at this figure's face, watching you. As you look up and spy this person, they duck away, vanishing just for the moment, and you do not see them again. It's too far away to get any details of what they're like, other than just like the fact that they were watching you.
I don't say anything to anybody at this moment, but I do up my attentiveness to my surroundings. See if I can catch another glimpse, or if there's others.
Nothing seems to happen, and you take Conir Bane along the streets, the long winding paths, up from the waters that Black Hill Caves is under. As you dry yourselves off in the warm light, and continue up along the well-worn streets up the hill. I imagine you're taking Conir directly to the council's town hall, right? The council hall.
Do I know if there's like healer in town?
That'd be Yrsimagor. who also is up in Council Hall.
Yeah, because
I guess
think that...
I guess it would be the temple. Excuse me, not the Council Hall.
Yeah, I think I'd rather take him straight to the temple, someplace where he can get looked after. I'm assuming that at that point, runners can let the councilman know that we're back with Conjuring. But number one priority, let's get him somewhere to heal, to stabilize. And
that'd be number 17. Yeah, so it's still at the top of the hill. As you're making your way to the temple of the five smaller gods that many people worship here in Torch. It's you're almost here until Daeralei, since you succeeded at that perception roll earlier and that you said that you are keeping an eye out, that you're being attentive, you get another chance at a perception roll here. I think that was a 14. That's all I could hear, or that's all I could read from.
Sorry,
your muted
I keep
mouth.
hitting the wrong button. 14 was
14 is not enough. You're carrying Conjuring down these streets, up, you're almost at the temple, until stepping out from behind the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. They surround you. 5. I'm afraid we're gonna have to stop you here, one of them says. The boss wants that man dead. And one of them cracks their knuckles. And as they do, you see that there are ropes bound around the fists of these men. Daeralei, you know these as rope fists. These are thugs employed by a certain Garmin Ulrith in town. They're usually used just to enforce debts that many people come to find themselves in here in town. Why they're accosting you here and now, you're unsure what's going on. What do you say? What do all of you say and do?
My reply back is going to be, your boss is going to be very disappointed then. And I will gently put my end of the stretcher down and get ready for a fight.
All right. Yrsimagor and Zaari.
As Daeralei says that, I'm also setting down the stretcher and I'm cracking my knuckles.
Zaari is pulling out her longsword.
With that, then, everyone roll for initiative, please. As you're made yourself very clear. All right. So it's gonna go Yrsimagor, Daeralei, Rope Fists, Zaari, and Veris. All right, Yrsimagor, you are the first to act.
So, these guys off to the left, are they on the ground or on the roofs?
On the ground. They are coming out from the shadows of the wall behind this building, or the wall of this building behind. All of them seem to be like walking towards you, ready for a fight. You see they mostly have their roped fists as their weapons, though you do see on some of them they have crossbows loaded and readied at their hips as well. What do you want to do?
Guess he's close enough that I don't really need to dash. Let me see. How far is this guy? Oh, that's dumb. I gotta do the smart thing and go for the closer target. So I'm going to peel off and go charging at this guy. As I do so, I am going to draw the Skymetal longsword.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to rush in. I'm going to run at him and either just leap or jump off of a stump or a crater barrel or something and do one of those up in the air, trying to bring the sword down on him. That is a 17 on the die, 23 to hit.
That hits.
That's two-handed, so that's 1d10. That's 6 points of slashing. Oh wait, this one also does additional because it's Skymetal. That's 1d4 additional, so that's, whoops, that's a d8. Let me try that again. It's 1d, I can't read now. Apologies. Sheet's in my way. Move. Just one. Yeah, okay. So that's an additional 4 slashing.
That's 10 total. 6 plus 4.
Yes.
All right. You bring your sword down, and the rope thug tries to like grab at your blade as you bring it down with those roped hands, where you like slice through, and drawing blood as he ducks and dodges out of the way. Not able to catch your blade in his tough hands. That is Yrsimagor's turn. Daeralei, what do you want to do?
I want to fight. No, I want to he went to the left. There's this guy like right there to the right that's the closest to us at this moment. I want to blast him. Or at least try to.
Attack roll.
So that's a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. I am also going to make this not only as an agonized blast, but it's a repelling one. So he's going to fly back 10 feet away from me as well as get hurt. So damage. Let me do damage. I'm going to take the headache that comes with this as well. So it'll be 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage. This bloodies him. Ow. As you send him flying, he kind of like topples over one of the stands of fruits that are set out at this now closed little fruit shop. When he stands up again after the repelling blast. Definitely worse for wear because of your Eldritch Blast that you've done to him. Anything else you want to do in your turn?
Yeah, I want to quickly look behind me to see if there's anybody there. And if I see nobody, I want to step between the guys down the street and Corner Baron. I want to put myself in front of them.
Yeah. Make a perception roll, please, as you glance behind you, seeing if there's any more.
Ugh. 13.
Yeah, you don't see anything.
Okay, then yeah, I will move myself to this point.
All right. It is the Rope Fist's turn. The one that you battered away with a repelling blast. He's going to reach down, drawing a crossbow, and aim it. Not at you, Daeralei. Not at you, Zaari, but at Conir Bane himself on the stretcher. The arrow from the bolt from the crossbow flies, connecting with Conir Bane. He takes 7 points of damage from this. Oops. How do I? There we go. And crossbow at his side. He puts his crossbow back to his side and climbs over these things to close the distance. Yeah, he can get to about here. Yrsimagor, you are going to get battered by these two rope fists. They each go a punch, 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 punch. Did you attack recklessly on your turn?
I did not. I'm not raging.
Okay. Okay. So they make normal attacks against you. That's going to be a natural 20 and an 8 to hit. So one critical hit, which is going to deal 8 plus 12 bludgeoning damage as he punches you directly in one of the ribs, knocking you just senseless with this quite powerful rib punch with the rope. The other one will also do another 1-2 punch, skirting around side you to your vulnerable flank. That's going to be a 16 and a 14 to hit.
The 16 hits.
That's going to be one hit, dealing 5 points of bludgeoning damage to you.
You hits are like children.
Then these two rope fists will again fire their crossbows, one of which will go at Conjuring Bane for sure. It's going to be a 10 to hit, so it misses. And so then the other one sees his companion miss and will try to shoot Conjuring Bane. And he gets a hit for 23 to hit, dealing Conjuring Bane 3 plus 2, 5 damage. Conjuring Bane is now dying from 2 bolt wounds that he's been struck with. They then holster their crossbows and close the distance. And this one, however, stays behind, observing. This is 1, 2, 3, 5 actions. Zaari, it is your turn.
Bullsies. I am going to use my bonus action first. And harness my divine power to give me back a spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
That is the first thing that I am going to do. And then I am going to knock on this one here.
Yeah. Veris is going to be on your shoulder, Zaari.
Yep, that's fine.
Yep. All right.
I'm gonna use my physical dice. Be kind to me.
Mm-hmm.
That is a dirty 20.
That hits.
Woolsies. For 8 damage.
8 points of damage.
And
injure him with your sword. All right. It is Veris' turn, and he gives out words of encouragement. All of you will have +2 bonus on all of your dice rolls, including damage dice. Yrsimagor, it is your turn. You're getting hit and punched side to side to side by these 2 rope fists. What do you want to do?
I'm going to slash at the guy that I've already wounded. That's a 10 plus the 2 from Veris is 12 plus 5 is 17 to hit. 18 to hit.
18 hits.
And so that'll be 9 plus 4 is 13 plus the 2 from Veris is 15 plus the D4 is 16 points of slashing damage.
You cut this man down. Go ahead and describe it for me.
I imagine as this other guy had sort of flanked me and I was engaged with this first guy, as I'm taking their punches, I swing the sword around, slashing it down, but not even looking. As the sword cuts through the guy and he falls to the ground, I'm already looking at the other guy, my muscles tensing for my next attack.
Yeah, you see the guy, you see the other rope fist like beginning to like step back, like whoa, 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 seeing this massive display of violence that you're doing, as he does not want to be hurt next. Daeralei, it's your turn.
Terrible. Okay, they're attacking Conir.
Mm-hmm.
My poor little body is not enough to stop these attacks. So I am going to pick up Conir.
Mhm.
I'm going to carry him.
Okay. Doing so,
over.
it makes you have halved movement.
Okay. Well, let's hopefully I can get to where I want to go. I don't know how the measuring thing, but I'd like to take him and me here where I can protect him better.
Yep, you're able to get there.
Okay. That's where I'd like to go.
So it'd be an action to pick him up and your move to move there. So you have just a bonus action left.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I have anything to do on bonus actions. I do not. Oh, yeah, as a feeding him a potion of healing, is that a bonus action?
It'd be an action.
That's an action. Okay. Well, I will not do that at this point then. I will take him. I am covering his body with my body, basically. So they have to shoot through me to get to him. That's what I'm trying to do.
All right. On Conir's Bane's turn, he steps one step closer to death. Like you all, he takes 3 death fails to die. However, he's not a player character. He doesn't get the chance to succeed at death saves. So he'll automatically fail any death saves that he makes. He's 1 step closer to death. It is the Rope Fist's turns. The one that you cut, the one that was next to the one that you cut down, Yrsimagor, uses the disengage action and moves away, seeing that he doesn't want to be next. He wants to get away from you as close as possible. Instead, he tries to run down the more fragile of the companions, Daeralei, hopping up next to you. He's going to try on his turn to get past you to get to the body, but you're blocking the way, so you can't quite do it this turn. But that's what you can see. He's trying to jostle past you, and that's what he's going to try and do next turn. This Rope Fist will close in on you, Zaari, and these two next to you will try to punch you in tandem. So they're each going to make 2 punch attacks against you for 4 punch attacks total. That's going to be a 22, a 13, a 17, and a 7. So 2 hits.
2 hits.
Yeah, you will get battered for 2 punches. One will do 3, the other one will do 4 for 7 damage total.
Okay.
And the last Rope Fist, you can see he is reloading his crossbow, and he's going to move and dash to try to get a better vantage of Conir Bane. He's going to move up over here. He's trying to get a shot, but he's unable to get one this turn because he uses action to dash, which will bring us down to you, Zaari. It is your turn.
Woolsies. We're gonna bonk because my original plan was taken away. So we're gonna bonk the one that I originally bonked. So that is a 19 plus 6 is a 25.
25 hits.
And then D8. That is 7 plus 6 is 13.
All right, which one are you bonking? North or south?
South. I was bonking south originally, so.
You do 13 points of damage. And now this brings the Rope Fist to near death, but not death itself. That's your turn, Zaari?
Yeah, because I feel like it's too late to add Divine Smite to that, so.
No, you did hit, which means you can do Divine Smite.
I know I hit.
Oh, I guess.
I didn't call that I said I would add Divine Smite to it, so
gotcha. Okay.
I will be fair.
All right. It is Veris's turn, and he's going to heal everyone within a short range of himself, which unfortunately only includes you, Zaari. So he's going to try to bolster you with a bit of healing magic. He's going to heal you for 5 hit points because he's on your shoulders. Yrsimagor, it is your turn.
Zaari's got. Whoops. That's not you. Zaari's got this one on the ropes.
I think I can handle the two that are near me. I would suggest trying to go for
So
the
if I
one
can
that's
go 22 to
1 foot.
there. 22 to there is 44 feet. Excellent. Is he like on stairs or crates or just
no,
on the ground?
He's on the ground there. Yeah.
Excellent. I'm gonna do what I just. You can see my measurement, right?
Yep. Yep.
So I'm gonna run basically around, kind of steering clear out of his reach, and then juke over towards him using a bonus action. What is it called? Relentless. Nope, that's relentless endurance. That's not what I'm meaning. Adrenaline
Like an
rush.
orchard. Yeah. Yep.
Which
bonus action dash.
Which allows me to bonus action dash. I gain 2 temporary hit points in the process of that.
Nice.
Whoops. Wrong thing. So 2 temp HP from that. And I'm rushing at him, still roaring like a bear, though not going full beast form. And I'm just going to swing this sword at him as I get to him. Oh my gosh, I'm using a domain relic because that's a natural 1.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mind me. Relic. Let's turn off. All right, here we go on the reroll.
Oh no!
Was meant to be. It's a critical fail.
You see that this Rufus dodges deftly your attacks. I think that you actually I remember I said there was no steps they had to go up at all. It turns out that I was wrong. There's a small porch that you come charging up and you trip, losing your balance.
I was gonna say it's
step
almost
up onto
like
this porch. Yeah,
I'm coming with it because it's this adrenaline rush,
mm-hmm.
and I'm almost mad because I don't quite have the energy left to fully rage. I imagine just getting tangled up in some of the loose boards, slamming into that porch and sort of slamming through a little too much, stumbling over the steps so that by the time I get to him, yeah, there's just nothing left.
Yeah. Imagine you do bring that wide swing and your sword bites into a wooden pillar and it's stuck. Yeah.
You better hope I don't get this loose.
Daeralei, it is your turn. You have a rope fist and melee with you. Conir Bane dying from bolt wounds in his chest. What do you want to do?
Can I still cast Eldritch Blast while in melee?
Yes, you can. It is just at disadvantage.
Yeah, okay. We'll try. We'll try. Be nice to me, dice. Oh, that's a not good roll. There's these little tube things on top of Jake's head. I'd like to use one to
got him. Might as well use them.
All right, you get to make another roll at disadvantage.
One roll.
Reroll them. Mm-hmm.
And I got a 19 and an 18. That's awesome. So a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Perfect. We are going to also repel him as well as take the headache damage. Oh, so a total of 7 points of damage, and I blast him back 10 feet.
Yep.
Take 2.
All right. Anything else you want to do in your turn as you blast him back?
Again, bonus action. I can't. Unfortunately, can't do anything with bonus action at this moment. So That is me.
Conir steps one step closer to death as he lies there unconscious and dying. The rope fist's turn. Now, the one that you just blasted back, Daeralei, he skids in the dust, sliding back on his feet. He gains his balance again and uses that to charge forward. He's going to try and bull rush past you, kind of knocking you and pulling you to the side. There's going to be contested athletics rolls for him to try to rip past you. So make me an athletics roll, please, Daeralei.
Athletics roll, you say?
Mm-hmm. Athletics.
Come on, be good to me. That's a 12. That's not so good.
He got a 14. So he's able to pull you aside and push past you, putting himself between you and Coney Bane. But that was his action and his move. That's going to be his turn. Yrsimagor, the rope fist that you tried to swing at is going to take this advantage to like stow the crossbow and go boom, boom, right into some vital parts that you've exposed. 2 punch attacks against you. That's going to be a 16 and a 23 to hit.
Both are hits.
Yeah, so you're going to take 2 punch damages of attacks. It's going to be 8 for the first punch. And then 6 for the second for 14 bludgeoning total from these 2 massive rib-cracking, rope-hardened punches. And Zaari, it is your turn. Zaari, you're getting attacked by these 2 rope fists.
Yeah.
4 punches upon you. 1, 2,
Hooray.
3, 4. Dirty 20, 21, 14, 15. So 2 hits.
So 2 hits again.
Yeah. You're going to get hit for 7 plus 4, 11 bludgeoning total between the 2 of them. Pew, pew.
As a reaction, can I use my Stone's Endurance to kind of poo-poo some of that damage?
Okay, yeah, so they were individual rolls. So Stone's Endurance can only happen on one of them. So you can do either on the 7 or on the 4.
I'll do it on the 7.
Okay. You get the Stone's Endurance on the 7.
So I'll just roll it in D&D Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
That takes off 3 from that 7, so it's 4 and 4. Correct?
So you take 8 damage.
Coolsies.
All right. That was the 1, 2, 3, 4 rope fists. Zaari, it is your turn.
Cool. We're gonna go for the one that has 1 hit point.
Mm-hmm. All right, see if you hit. I will not make you roll for damage if you hit.
So let's see. That is a 16 on the die, so 22.
That hits. You can describe it for me, please.
As she gets these 2 hits on her, you can see that her body tenses up, and it's just her sword just kind of comes up, and she slashes downward in a diagonal and just like knocks this dude over as she slices through his torso.
Mm-hmm. Cut him down. Ah!
And then she turns and she looks at the one behind her.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? Movement or bonus action from you?
No, because she's close enough to the other one too, so she just turned around.
Yep. How are you looking for hit points? How does are you still injured? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm down 10 hit points currently.
Okay. Veris on his turn will again lay in some little bit of healing magic into you, healing you for 5 points. Brings us to top. Yrsimagor, you wrench free the Skymetal sword from the wooden prison that it found itself in, the pillar that you bit too far into. You took 2 massive blows to the chest. Your lungs are in pain from what you imagine to be a cracked rib here. What do you want to do?
I'm going to... Yeah, I'm just going to swing the sword at him again. I can't do that. Not again. Not like this. That's a domain relic. Oh! I don't suppose an 11 hits him.
11 does not.
I rolled a 4, used a relic, and rolled a 5.
Expertly dodges your attacks again. Kind of almost like laughing at you. Huh? Big man's tired, huh? He goads you on. Daeralei, unless there's similar to anything else you want to do. Is that your turn?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Daeralei, it is your turn. The rope fist has pushed past you, shoving you to the side, knocking you back against a cart in the street, exposing Konir's unconscious body. What do you want to do?
Well, I would like to do a Hail Mary and try
Mhm.
to, I don't know, dive in somehow, whatever, so I can pour a healing potion down Cornier's throat.
It's going to be another contested athletics roll to push past him, to get to Conir Bane to pour a healing potion. Otherwise, you'll not be able to get to him. So we can make it a contested athletics again if you wish. Or you
Well,
could try to lob the potion up in the air and have it come
no,
crashing down and splash the healing potion, hopefully onto Conir himself.
I'm just hoping my roll is high enough. So
Okay.
I rolled a 15.
All right. Natural 20 for the rope
Oh,
fist.
no!
For a
No!
total of
No!
23. I think that
Can we make you re-roll?
you could. How many is that to re-roll? Make me
we
re-roll. That's all
determined it's
three of them,
three.
right?
Oh,
All three of them to make me re-roll.
Which would be all three.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is literally our MacGuffin so far for this quest. It's your call.
easily.
It's your call.
Well, I want to use them. But...
Okay. Yep. All right. I'm re-rolling.
Oh,
Instead, I get a 7 on the die for a total of 10
yes!
on the athletics check. You push past the rope fist, knocking him aside with a shove action, getting to Conir Bane. The potion is in your hands, and you try to force feed it to Conir Bane, huh?
Yes.
All right. He is going to regain. You can roll for me, Kaeryn. 2d4 plus 2.
2.
Just for full transparency,
4.
Purple Swirl cheered 200 bits tonight, but Purple Swirl cheered 300 bits previously for a total of 500 bits.
That's 500.
Which means we do earn one additional.
Nice. I rolled max healing on that, so
10 points.
Yeah.
All right, which clears all of the death fails that he's accrued this point. As he regains consciousness once more.
And I turn my haunted white star-filled eyes towards this guy, and hatred is spilling out of them. I am mad and intimidating.
All right, it is now his turn, the rope fist's turn. He's seeing you in the way. He's just going to try and incapacitate you. Just batter you so that he can get to Conir Bane himself. He's going to make 2 punch attacks against you.
Good. Hurt me, baby.
That's going to be a 19 to hit and a critical hit.
So I don't know if it happens on the first one or the second one, or I'll take both. It doesn't matter. My reaction is to do Hellish Rebuke.
Okay, so that'll happen on the first one.
Okay.
So you're going to be taking, so you're going to be taking first from the first hit, 5 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
And then he has to make a dexterity saving throw, right?
Yes, dexterity saving throw, DC 14.
That is going to be a 15 on the dex save. So
he takes half damage.
Yep.
So 14 points of damage, and then you have it.
Down to 7. Okay. This bloodies him. And as he pushes through the flames of starlight that you blast at him with through Hellish Rebuke, he comes in. You almost thought he's gone. He's been blasted away, but he comes in through the smoke. A critical hit right to your face, knocking you aside. This is going to be 5 plus 8, 13 points of bludgeoning damage to you.
Ouch. I stand there bloodied, barely standing, but I am not leaving my friend, and I am clinging onto life, staring hatred at this guy, refusing to give in and let him win.
All right. Then the rope fist on Yrsimagor is noticing the struggle at actually killing Conir Bane, noticing that um, that Conir has been revived with a healing potion. He goes, ah, shit, under his breath. He's gonna just like walk past you, Yrsimagor, which gives you an attack of opportunity against him. He thinks that you're too weak and frail to.
He thought wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's an 18 on the die for a 24 total.
That hits.
Oops, off the table. That is max damage.
Ouch.
That's a D10. Well, hold on, not quite max damage. Max on the die. D10. So 10 plus 4 is 14. Plus 1 on the D4 is 15 points of slashing as he walks past me.
Ouch, that bloodies him. He's like, oh, he like grunts in pain. You knock him aside, but still doesn't stop his movement. He raises the loaded crossbow at you, Daeralei, just wanting to aim, shoot to kill. Daeralei, does a 23 hit you?
Oh yeah.
All right, you're gonna take from the crossbow 9 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, that's enough to end me. I'd like to, in the shot, I'd like to fall on top of Conan so that I can protect him with my dead body.
All right, and then the one on you, Zaari, seeing seeing his companion go down, seeing the struggles happening over Conir, he's also going to take a move action as he tries to step up to get in view of Conir Bane. So you get an attack of opportunity against him.
Coolsies. So that's a natural 20.
All right, as a critical hit, max damage plus regular damage. Sorry, max damage. Okay, you roll it like a normal, but the dice you roll. Sorry. Okay, never mind.
Max damage, then roll the damage dice again.
Thank you, Jake.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
So 8
I'm trying to
plus
find the phrasing. I'm like, no, there's an easy way to phrase this. What is it?
8 plus 7 is 15 plus 6 is 21. That took a minute for my brain.
That is almost his entire hit point pool itself in that one hit, and he was damaged already.
I know.
Go ahead and describe to me, please, as how he like kind of turns your back to you, and loads his crossbow. What this is like as you cut him down.
As he turns his back, she lets him take like 2, maybe 3 steps before it is very much. She makes sure to step as loudly as possible behind him, and she just it's instantaneous. Her sword goes through him like butter. And when he doesn't go down because she has her sword angled upward, she just kind of flings him off, and she rolls her shoulders and she goes, "Who's next?"
And it's your turn, Zaari. Who is next?
It is my turn. We are going to go after the one. Yeah, I have enough movement for that. We're gonna go after this one here. Because that was an opportunity attack. So now I'm just gonna bonk a guy. I'm gonna bonk a new guy. So that is 14.
He wheels around and catches and deflects your sword with the rope on his fists, using his parry reaction to turn that hit into a miss.
Nice. Okay. That's all I can do.
And Veris is on your shoulder still.
Distract.
On Veris's turn, he's going to shout out bolstering words until his next turn. Zaari and Yrsimagor, you get +2 bonus on all your die rolls.
Nope.
That brings us to the top. Yrsimagor, it is your turn.
Okay. I have a potential to do a really awesome finishing move. But it's up to you, Vi, if I can actually pull this off.
Well, what do you want to achieve?
What I want to do is drop the sword, withdraw both of my hand axes from my belt, and throw one at each of the remaining baddies. The slight stretch is the object interaction. That's where I'm asking how you rule.
So you only get one attack action per
2-weapon fighting. They're light.
Are you able to throw with your offhand?
Yes, it specifically says if it has the thrown property, you can throw with it.
Okay.
That's what I checked.
Yeah. Okay.
So
absolutely, yes. You can attempt that for sure.
I mean, this has just as much of a chance to fail, but I'm going for a cinematic. Drop the sword, start walking, cracking my neck, pull both of these hand axes, and I'm just gonna chuck them one at each of the guys.
Yep. Make those 2 attack rolls.
All right, first one. Father.
Oh no.
The first one is an 8.
Right.
But the second one, which would be the further one, the one over between Zaari and Daeralei, would be a dirty 20.
That hits.
Oh wait. Oh, I don't think it mattered. What did I say? That was an 8? It would have. Never mind. The +2 only makes it a 12. The 22 to hit becomes, for damage, I think that's 1d6. That's 1d6 is 4. I don't get to add my ability modifier because it's an offhand attack. So, but I do get the 2. So that's a total of 6. Not as awesome as I was hoping for, but.
All right. One axe lands, the other one grazes. Both of them still stand despite your cinematic attempt.
And I would have gone to about here.
Right. Daeralei, death save, please.
That's a 16.
That's a pass. It is now the Rope Fist's turn. The Rope Fist that are next to you, Zaari, will basically go over to Conjuring Bane and try to kill him.
And move my body?
Well, like stepping over you, yeah. Does this actually leave your range? It does. You get an opportunity attack against him.
Do me well, dice. That is a 17.
That hits.
Yes. That's 11.
That is enough to slay him before he gets the chance to go to kill Conjuring Bane.
That's gonna be so nice.
The other one, though, he takes this green dripping bolt, loads it in his crossbow, levies it at Conjuring Bane, and fires it. This poisoned bolt, the finishing blow, hits, connects, deals 9 points of piercing plus 6 points of poison for 15 damage total. Killing Conjuring Bane, dropping him to 0. And that was his action. And for his move, he's going to fucking run. Trying to get back to base, which would be, oops, Control-Z. That's the wrong tool. It'll be down the road, which is about here. Oh no, that was the wrong guy. I'm measuring from a dead guy. Right there. Scuttles off. Trying to move. Sorry, it is your turn.
Awesome. Yeah. Where's my thing? There's my thing. Let me just make sure here. Yeah. Moment he bolts, Zaari's running. And she is gonna catch up with him, and as they are running, she is gonna try to swing. Would you like me to roll with like disadvantage because they're running?
No. Normal roll is fine.
Okay.
Don't kill him.
It is a 19.
All right, that hits.
Do me well, dice. Do me well. Ha! It's a 13.
13 damage is enough to drop him to 0. What did Yrsimagor say? He said, "Don't kill him."
I said don't kill him, but I don't think
You-
Zaari was listening.
Zaari was
Zaari-
not listening.
Zaari, do you heed his words? Do you choose to do? Do you wish to subdue him to unconsciousness
Can I
or
just
death?
with the pummel and
Yeah, yeah. Upon doing the finishing blow, you can choose whether it's a killing blow or a non-killing blow.
I will do a non-killing blow to be
All right.
good.
You knock him out, bashing him in the back of the head with your pummel. He is unconscious, which means I'll put him at 1 hit point, but he's unconscious.
Okay.
And that was your move and your action. Anything else you want to do?
No, that's it.
All right, Yrsimagor, it is your turn. Both you and both your friend Daeralei and Conir Bane are dying. Zaari knocked out the last of the rope fists. What do you want to do?
I will. I don't know if I have anything I can do. I guess anybody can attempt a stabilization. I am going to run over to. Whoa. Okay, I can't move my guy for some reason. I'm going to go to Daeralei. And I'm going to whisper to her unconscious body, "Hold on, friend." And I'm going to try to stabilize Conir Bane.
Okay, make me a medicine check, please.
That is a 10 on the die for a total of 11.
That is enough to stabilize him. He's no longer dying. That'll bring us to Daeralei. Make me a death save, please.
I just rolled it. I rolled an 18.
That's another success. Conir Bane is unconscious, stable. Zaari, it is your turn.
Cool. My brain is trying to tell me to do two things. One thing it wants to do is it wants to bring the unconscious guy closer to us so that if he does manage to wake up, he can't run away.
If you want to drag him to wherever you're moving, that'll just have your movement speed.
Yeah.
A rope fist, tie his hands together with his own ropes.
I was thinking about using my own rope to tie him up, like hog tie him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hog tie him, and she'll just kind of yell, "Give me a second."
Give me a dexterity roll, please, to see how well your bindings are.
Coolsies. What's my dex here?
Roll use rope.
Yeah. I wish we had a use rope skill.
I mean,
There should be
that
a
would
rope
be
proficiency,
nice.
honestly.
So that would be
It's a
a
tool.
15.
I kind of agree. For as many things as people try to do with ropes, just assuming it'll work.
Yeah.
You tie him tight with a 15. You feel very, very strongly about how secure his bonds are.
Well, I would hope so. She did probably have to tie stuff long ago.
And we'll go to the top. Yrsimagor, it is your turn.
All right, I'm going to turn my attention to Daeralei and try another stabilization. A little battlefield medicine. It was an 18 and it flipped over to a 2. So that's a 3. I think I turn around too quickly, kick dirt in your wounds, accidentally stick my finger right in the cut. Oh no!
Shit, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I put my knee
Step
down.
on me a couple
I put my knee down on your hand.
Crunch. Yeah. All right. Daeralei, You get to make a death
Grouchy.
save.
We'll see how much damage you did.
It's like disadvantage from Yrsimagor. I'm kidding.
Yep. This I failed that death save.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Yeah, that does track.
Then Zaari, it is your turn.
Coolsies. Yeah, we're gonna drag this guy a little closer, so half of my movement will bring me right there-ish.
Where is that little mouse? That rat. I don't like calling him a rat. It sounds bad.
I'm bringing him, and I'm gonna drag this guy with me. Blech.
Yrsimagor, your turn.
A 19 on the die for a dirty 20 trying to stabilize Daeralei.
All right. With that, Daeralei is stable, no longer dying. Conir Bane is stable and no longer dying. Zaari, you have a hogtied rope fist. So now there's no more time stressors. What are the two of you doing, Yrsimagor and Zaari, now that everything's been dealt with here? Daeralei is unconscious. You'll be regaining consciousness in about an hour. So will Conir Bane. So
remind me in relation, excuse me, in the town of Torch. Are we like on the outskirts or what's the deal?
You're at the top of the hill. This is like the main like hub of Torch, where like the town hall is, the temple, and the great bonfire that is now out. Like you can see it in the distance,
Okay.
like the great pit in the ground. Like it's like maybe like, you know, a few hundred feet away. But you're near your destination for sure.
So I think I will ask Veris to tend to these two, Conir Bane and Daeralei, and then check with Zaari. When this one wakes up, we can ask him questions about who the hell they are. And I'm going to take all of the other bodies, the dead bodies, and I'm going to drag them over somewhere off to the side altogether, assuming that at some point we'll notify the authorities.
Yeah, I mean you are on track to notify authorities about another person anyways. So yeah, you'll just drag them off into the pile. Put the pile here or something.
Bodies everywhere.
And with that, you continue on your path to the temple, right? Sweet. You'll try to cart your friends' bodies as best you can. Veris is like not really much help, because he's too small and weak.
Imagine Zaari is like, I just imagine she's dragging the rope fist behind her. She has like Daeralei just like over her shoulder. And she's just like, ugh.
And you'll drag all of these people to the Temple of the Pantheon here at the top of Torch Hill, in this area of town. You swing open the doors. You see Yoram Kite, the town priest, look back at you, startled. What is it? Sees the body of council member Conir Bane. You've brought him back. And that's where we're ending the session.
Excellent.
We'll pick up next week. And with that, you've retrieved Conir Bane. Whether dead or alive, you will level up going into next session. So we can go ahead and roll our hit points for this level up.
Awesome.
On camera.
I like that. Let's see. Leave ammo.
So let's see. I get D10.
All right, so where's my D? I rolled a 1.
I have a
Nice.
D10 and I rolled a 6.
Means I get 4 additional HP. Technically 5 because I'm using the ASI to bump my con and my strength up.
Nice.
I also rolled a 1 on my hit points. That sucks.
And I'll let M know that Veris gets to level up as well.
That
It's a
kind of
small
makes
level up,
that kind of
but a level
tracks
up
with as much
nonetheless.
as we got our asses beat that we can't quite get a bigger health increase.
But yeah, that is the end of the session. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Well, as we said before, this is a every other week campaign. So we will not be playing on the 26th, but instead we will be playing on March 33rd, which I believe is April 2nd.
March 33rd.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somewhere around there, in 2 Tuesdays, we will be playing. In the meantime, you can tune in on Thursday to catch us with our Kids on Bikes RPG. Welcome to Paradise Academy. That is the next game up. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you to all the wonderful people dropping bits and subscriptions and all that stuff, gifting subs, which, of course, earn us domain relics, but also help to support the channel. So thank you for that. Thank you to everybody hanging out in chat. Whether you are an active participant or you like to lurk silently in the background, or maybe you're watching with us on VOD at a later date, just know that we appreciate you and we hope you enjoy our presentation. And finally, just a huge thank you to everybody around the virtual table with us, to our Dungeon Master Vi, to Kaeryn and Sara, myself, and though they're not here with us tonight, they're here with us in spirit, M, without whom this would just be Vi talking to herself for a couple hours. With that, we're going to go ahead and end this stream the same way we end every stream. You can say it with me if you want. Level up.
Level up.